Good morning, day 14, 8:30 in the morning. Our original plan was to go to the Grand Canyon after I returned from California, but I'm so close to it that I figure I'll do it now. And so that's where I'm headed this morning. It's about a 2.5 hour ride north. My rear tire is really starting to wear, and I spent some time this morning waiting for the campground office to open, looking for where they might have a tire. There's a place in California, looks like it's a big bike shop near where the national park is located there, and I'm going to try to call them when they open at 9 today. It's nice out. It's about 72 degrees. It's supposed to get up to 90. It's a Saturday, the end of my week too, and of course campgrounds are pretty full. I'm going to try the national park campgrounds up near the Grand Canyon, which might be an early stop for the day, but at least it gives me somewhere to hang my hat tonight. Park ranger suggests I try this Walnut Canyon National Monument. National Monument is one step below National Park in the ordering of parks in the United States. A lot of national parks were previously national monuments, so maybe I'll get off. Walnut Canyon. Pretty deep canyon. Pretty steep too. This visitor center was built by the Conservation Corps. 1940, CCC, Civilian Conservation Corps. Back on the highway for a bit. That was Route 66 I just got off. Rode it for a mile or so. The historic Route 66. These trips are very busy days, and the days go by in a hurry. Between riding, sightseeing, and trip management, my days, I have very little time. Other than listening to an audiobook for about 15 minutes before I drop off to sleep at night, I have very little spare time. Today I am trying to manage getting a tire replacement for the bike, and I'm dealing with a guy out in California who is hunting for one. First he said it was going to be available Tuesday, which I thought was this coming Tuesday. He actually meant a week from Tuesday. And then he said, well, let me check around and see if I can get another dealer in the area that has one. And then I just got an odd text saying, well, we have one in stock. So I'm not sure exactly what's going on. But anyway, it all takes time, and I'm communicating with him by text message. He sends me texts while I'm underway, and then I answer him when I'm stopped. They're very full days. Not complaining, it's just, it's the way this travel always is, between setting up camp, riding, sightseeing, tearing down camp, getting groceries, eating. There's very little spare time. And especially when I'm trying to get some distance during the day, you know, I try to keep it down to 2 to 250 miles, which is a relatively small amount, but even that takes a fair amount of time. So I'm taking this 89 north, exit 201, which will take me up to the south side of the Grand Canyon, and then I'm going to travel along the Grand Canyon heading west, and ultimately either stay there or find somewhere close to there, hopefully to stay for the night. Quite the scenic ride. As I head north, gaining elevation, I'm at 7,000 feet, passing to the east of those mountains, and at some point in the next 30 or 40 miles I will be turning west as I close in on the Grand Canyon. According to the ranger at the state park, there may be another place to pull off up here. Sunset Crater National Monument, 1 mile. Sunset Crater Volcano, elevation 8,039 feet. Oh, look at the lava field here to the left. They had a fire here. All these trees are all singed. Very cool lava field. So I reached the other entrance to the park, so I'm turning around and heading back. Sunset Crater Volcano National Monument. A lot of the trees are dead, but a lot of them, even though they're blackened, are alive. Sunset Crater, 8,039 feet. It's the tallest peak around here. It erupted 1,000 years ago. 1,000-foot high cinder cone known today as Sunset Crater. Volcanic ash buried about 64,000 acres. I am on Route 64 right now, about 25 miles from the Grand Canyon, southern rim. Grand Canyon National Park. This is Lippin Point. You can see the Colorado River down there. Looks green. Winds its way through in there. You can see some rapids as it works its way through the canyon. This place is teeming with visitors today. I don't know whether it's a Saturday or just because it's Grand Canyon. Pretty slim pickings at the grocery store and very high prices, but I guess that's what you expect when you're near Grand Canyon and out pretty much in the middle of nowhere. Good morning. It is Sunday, day 15, the beginning of week 3. It's chilly last night up at elevation. It was around 46 degrees this morning when I got up. Broke camp at 7:45 right now. Gorgeous day. Headed towards the deserts of California, where the temperature is supposed to go up over 100 degrees. So that's a little toasty for me to be camping. I may end up taking a motel room somewhere along the way. Yesterday I noticed that there was a vibration noise coming from the front of my bike, and I thought that maybe the crash guard bars that I had mounted several years ago were coming loose, and I came across a broken weld, a T-weld. So nothing I can do about that now. I only hear it at low RPM. I don't hear it at higher speeds, fortunately, so I don't hear anything right now. But in any event, it's an item that needs to be tended to. It's not really a safety issue as far as it coming off, I don't think, on the bike while I'm riding. I just passed out of Kaibab National Forest, which is where the park was located, the campground. Very nice campground. It did lack water, at least within a quick walking distance. That was my only complaint about it, but the facilities are really clean. And the campground last night was absolutely quiet. So I had a good night's sleep. And for $10, kind of hard to beat. I am on Interstate 40 headed to Los Angeles, 424 miles. And I just crossed 4,000 miles on this trip. 6% grade for the next 6 miles. I'll lose all that altitude, and I would guess the temperatures are going to go up. It's 69 degrees right now. Welcome to Seligman, birthplace of historic Route 66. I have gotten off the expressway. I'm going to take a detour onto Route 66, famous for crossing a good chunk of the United States back before the interstate highway system was developed. They have all kinds of interesting places to stop and eat and stay, since it was a main thoroughfare. And now it's basically bypassed in favor of the interstates, but it still exists, at least in certain places. It does a little bit of a loop away from Interstate 40, headed towards Los Angeles, but I think I'll be on this for maybe 110 miles, just for fun. Still attracts its share of visitors. Motorcyclists too. Seen a number of them. Pleasant diversion, getting off that interstate. This town of Seligman was formed in 1886. Got kind of the old mixed in with the new. If daisies are your favorite flower, keep pushing up those miles per hour. Burma shade. Long vistas. Cattle crossing. Means go slow. That old bull is some cow's beau. The Burma shade. It's worth the ride just to read the rides. These Western trains just are so long. Interesting, they have 3 locomotives in the middle of the train. I've never seen that before. I've seen them in the front and back in both. Double stack containers. I wonder how many, this train has to be miles long. All headed east. Wow. Refrigerated. China shipping. Holy cow. I don't think I've ever seen a train this long before. And I didn't turn the video on until, there's the end of it. No locomotive at the end. I didn't turn the video on until several minutes after I passed the lead of it. It has now reached triple digits, 100 degrees. And it feels like 100 degrees. But it's a dry heat, so which helps a little bit, but it's still like riding in an oven. Last night I was over 6,000 feet of altitude above sea level. I'm now down to 846. Saying goodbye to Arizona. I'm coming up on the California border. California state line. Welcome to California. Goodbye, Arizona. Most of this trip I paid under $3 a gallon. Welcome to California. $8.09 for regular. I put in 2.4 gallons. Cost me almost $20. That is insane. Granted, the next gas station is 50 miles away, so they've got a monopoly, but between that and the price of gasoline in California, pretty crazy. The land seems endless. 98 degrees Fahrenheit. Took a 50-degree swing since this morning. 50-degree swing. It's crazy. I was chilly this morning, put a jacket on to keep warm. And now it's 98 degrees.